Welcome to episode 976 of Apartment Hacker. This is Mike Burnett, Apartment Hackers, and my mission to tease out human potential in the multifamily space. So let's talk about IoT, Internet of Things, and our ability now to embed sensors in mechanics in our apartment units and or in mechanics in our common area spaces around our apartment communities, and how those sensors, those devices, so to speak, can actually communicate to the cloud and or using edge technology, edge computing technology, actually communicate to a brain that can then do a distribution of labor or a recall to service. If an appliance, for example, an HVAC unit self-diagnoses that it's pulling too much amperage, or that the coils need to be cleaned, and or that the compressor is about to fail, or any given piece of an HVAC a piece of HVAC equipment is about to fail, the IoT sensor can diagnose that, and then it can call for labor, it can call for service, and then the sensor linked up with edge technology or edge computing technology and or the cloud can actually do distribution of labor if you're doing that repair on site as opposed to trying to call that out to a third party. But what I think is really also interesting is the idea that you can embed sensors into LED light fixtures. And if you use a company like HappyCo, full disclosure, Radco Residential uses HappyCo for their inspection software. If you embed these sensors and or they are embedded in the LED chip that creates light for porches and patios and common areas, even frankly apartments where light bulbs are just about to fail, when you, instead of actually going out and manually discovering that those lights are out through your sort of antiquated light check protocol, you actually get a notification that that light is about to fail, and that notification allows you to go and be preemptive about a light that may be failing or going out, so you can change that light bulb out. I think that kind of technology is super interesting in the way that you've saved now. If you recall, if you've been around Apartment Hacker for a very long bit of time, you know that I am deeply interested in identifying the three things that suck the most time out of a maintenance supervisor, a maintenance technician, a groundskeeper, any person that works on site. Top three things that rob the lion's share of your time. That's what you should put technology against. And my imagination tells me that manual light checks where you're going around at night, even if you farm that out to a third party, call that your courtesy patrol service or whatever service it is that monitors your light fixtures. If you are able to put in place IoT sensors that actually diagnose those failures or those would-be failures of light fixtures, and you take away the human element of that, you give back a lot of time and or you harvest some savings from that third party or that outsourcing of that activity that you can reinvest in other areas of your business. So IoT put against light fixtures in your community would be a beautiful thing. If it's out there, I've not seen it yet. I'm quite certain somebody has invented that technology and or going to marry those two things together very soon, and I'd be deeply interested in that. I know it certainly has to be cost effective in order to retrofit a community with that kind of technology, but I'd be deeply interested in learning more about that if somebody out there in the apartment hacker community knows about that. Full disclosure, I haven't taken the time to actually Google that to see if that is a thing, but my imagination tells me with all these things sort of coming together in the world of technology that it is a thing. So anyway, super interesting. If you know of anything else like that you think is super interesting, please share that, and we can highlight it here in the Apartment Hacker community. Thanks. We'll talk to you soon.